My marriage to Olivia had been a blissful 7-year journey, blessed with the presence of our adorable 5-year-old child. Our relationship was a tapestry woven with threads of love, trust, and understanding, each strand reinforcing the strength of our bond. I had never even entertained the thought of being unfaithful to my beloved wife, despite the occasional temptation that life presented. Family was the cornerstone of my existence, a principle I held dear from the moment we exchanged our vows. We were proud owners of a charming house, a haven that I couldn't always frequent due to the demands of my work. However, Olivia often sought solace there, both before and after our wedding, whenever the opportunity arose. My trust in her was unshakable, and the notion of her going anywhere else instead of our sanctuary never crossed my mind. Our relationship was a picture of perfection, a harmonious dance of love and devotion. She would greet me after a long day's work with open arms, her warm embrace melting away the stress of the day. We navigated life's decisions together, from the mundane choices of what to buy to the more significant ones that shaped our future. As we both pursued our careers, we found joy in surprising each other with impromptu meetings after work. I made it my mission to shower her with tokens of my affection, from thoughtful gifts to fragrant bouquets of flowers. When the eve of the new year approached, Olivia expressed her desire to celebrate the occasion at our house. I had no objections, eager to create another cherished memory together. However, fate had other plans. At the 11th hour, I was dispatched on a 5-day business trip to another city, spanning from December 31st to January 4th. Although I was generously compensated and not required to return to work until the 15th, Olivia's disappointment was palpable. She decided to salvage the celebration by ringing in the new year with her girlfriends instead. At that moment, the thought of another man's arms around her, let alone anything more intimate, was inconceivable to me. The new year came and went, followed by the May holidays, and as June arrived, my world was about to be turned upside down. The revelation of Olivia's infidelity came to me as if the Almighty himself had decided to lift the veil of deception. It happened by sheer coincidence, a twist of fate that I could never have predicted. I was navigating the city streets when an overwhelming thirst gripped me. Spotting a store in the distance, I pulled over and exited my vehicle. As I made my way towards the entrance, a voice called out from behind, "Hey, Alex, is that you or not?" I turned to face the source of the query, finding myself staring at a familiar face that I couldn't quite place. "And who are you?" I asked, my curiosity piqued. "It's me, your classmate Nick," he responded with a grin. Recognition dawned on me, and we embraced, our laughter echoing through the air as we marveled at the serendipity of our reunion after 13 long years. As we delved into the intricacies of our lives, catching up on the years that had slipped by, Nick broached the subject of my marital status. "Are you still married?" he inquired. I answered with unwavering certainty, "Of course." His next question, however, caught me off guard. "Wait, if I'm not mistaken, you were married to Olivia, right?" I clarified, perhaps a bit too defensively. "What do you mean I was married? I'm married to her now." His response shattered my world into a million pieces. "Then I don't understand what she was doing at Ruslin's house on New Year's, on May holidays, and a couple of times before New Year's," he said, his words piercing through my heart like razor-sharp arrows. Confusion clouded my mind as I sought further explanation. Nick elaborated, painting a picture that I desperately wished was a figment of my imagination. "My house is in the same place as yours, but 300 meters further. Across the road diagonally is the house of my friend Ruslin. That's where I saw your wife, behaving like a woman deeply in love with another man. Since I don't know her personally and only recognize her from the photos on your page, I didn't think much of it. I assumed Olivia had divorced you and moved on with her life. Everyone has their own journey, after all." His words seared through my veins, igniting a fire of betrayal that threatened to consume me whole. With a heavy heart and a mind reeling from the revelation, I turned to the calendar where I had meticulously marked my business trips and Olivia's visits to the house. It was a habit born from my days in the army, a touch of romanticism that compelled me to keep track of the days we spent apart. As I cross-referenced the dates with Nick's account, a sickening realization dawned on me. Everything aligned perfectly, like pieces of a puzzle falling into place to reveal a picture of deceit. Determined to confront Olivia, I embarked on a path that some might consider underhanded, but desperation knows no bounds. For the first time in our marriage, I delved into her correspondence, scouring through every message in search of the truth. What I uncovered left no room for doubt. Although there were no explicit descriptions of carnal acts, the evidence was damning. Meeting points, passwords, dates, and times when I was away, when parents and neighbors were conveniently absent, all painted a vivid picture of her infidelity. The messages exchanged before and after New Year's spoke of the bliss they shared and the plans they had for a future together. The only thing that seemed to trouble Olivia was the question of how to file for divorce, a dagger that twisted in my already wounded heart. Armed with this knowledge, I approached Olivia, my voice trembling with a mixture of anger and anguish. "Where were you on New Year's Eve?" I asked, my eyes searching hers for any glimmer of remorse. She replied, her tone nonchalant. "At the house." I pressed further. "Which one? Ours?" Her response was laced with feigned confusion, as if questioning my sanity. That's when I unleashed the truth, recounting every detail of her New Year's celebration with her lover. The color drained from her face, and for a moment, I feared she might collapse from the sheer weight of her guilt. Tears streamed down her cheeks as she crumpled to the floor, her confession spilling forth like a dam that had finally burst. She swore she would never betray me again, not just me, but anyone. She admitted to being a fool, her words punctuated by sobs that racked her body. Now, as I stand at this crossroads, I find myself torn between two paths. Should I find it in my heart to forgive her, to rebuild the trust that has been shattered beyond recognition, or should I walk away, leaving behind the life we built together, despite the innocent child caught in the middle of the storm? The trust I once had in Olivia has been reduced to ashes, and the thought of forgiveness feels like a mountain too steep to climb. She clings to me, her words of love and promises of a future together falling on deaf ears. She speaks of her desire for a second child, a dream that now tastes bitter on my tongue. Every time I close my eyes, I'm haunted by visions of her in the arms of another man, their bodies intertwined in a dance of passion that should have been reserved for me alone. The very thought of it makes me sick to my core, a nausea that threatens to consume me whole.